All right. Hi, everybody. This is Sarah Cumming with the Women's Wine Guild of Colorado. I'm a district manager with Empire Distributors of Colorado. I've got some reps in Boulder and Denver and Aspen, all selling wine and spirits to mostly restaurant customers. One of our restaurant customers is Bird and Jim in Estes Park, Colorado, and we have Melissa Strong, one of the owners and operators of Bird and Jim, on with us today to tell us her story. She's also one of our business partners of the Women's Wine Guild, so we're happy to have her on today. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, I own and operate my dream come true, my restaurant in Estes Park. I've lived up here since 1996. I was kind of came right out of college, born and raised in Massachusetts, went to Loyola University in New Orleans, and then I just wanted to live life in the mountains for a year before I started real life. And found Estes Park really completely randomly and by accident, and decided that this was a great place to spend a year, and I never left. So all of those years I worked for other people. I did go back for my master's in literature, thinking that's what I wanted to do, and realized that wasn't what I wanted to do. And I really enjoyed restaurant work and rock climbing and the beautiful mountains that are around us here. And so just kept on with restaurant work, worked at a couple different restaurants for about 20 years in Estes Park, and just was waiting for the right opportunity to do my own thing. And then it finally came along, which, it didn't come along easy, I guess, but opening your own restaurant, I guess, is never that easy.
No, of course not. And when did you open?
We opened October 4th, 2017. We took a really old restaurant that was, it wasn't even winterized. It was run from May through October. And the original footprint of the kitchen, you can kind of see behind me, was a hamburger stand built in like 1926. And then the dining room was added on in the 40s, and another back area in the 70s, and the bar lounge I'm in the 80s. So my contractor had his work cut out for him to kind of open this up. There was a lot of low ceilings and walls, and even the bar here was all back of the house. It was all storage. So it was a big transformation, and we created a beautiful place.
Yeah, great. And kind of what was your inspiration for the restaurant when you were opening?
My inspiration was years of working in Estes Park and living in Estes and loving and being a foodie and loving good wine, and not necessarily having it readily available in our town. And so when I would go out to eat, we'd go to Boulder, and I just felt like it really wasn't fair for our growing population and our foodies in town to not really have that kind of seasonally influenced, fresh, ingredient driven menu. And I loved the places I've worked, and there are great restaurants in Estes Park, but they're very tried and true, and a lot of them are branded. And if you've been that way for 50 plus years, it's really hard to change your menu. And most of the restaurants up here had the same menu for years, like for the 20 years I lived here. And so I really wanted to do something different. And that was really my influence, was, I guess, all of my years of working in Estes and living.
Yeah, great. And tell us about the food and wine program.
I, of course, think it's amazing. I was able to meet up with Chef Ethan Brown, who was cooking at Jill's at St. Julian at the time. And, I think maybe everyone was a little reluctant at first. This girl's only worked in Estes Park, where I've trained in California and worked in all these other restaurants, and let's see what's going on. And I think they were curious and interested, of course, but kind of wondering how it was all going to play out. But I naively, I had made my menus because I was on a path, and had some doors closed before this door opened, and met Ethan, and I think he thought my menus were a little all over the place. And it's kind of funny because about a year and a half in, he's like, hey, have you noticed that our menus really look a lot like your menus when we first met? And anyway, we just clicked and hit it off, and we were both passionate about Colorado cuisine and sourcing from the Front Range. And, you know, as local farms, or we have a plot of land that we farm up here. And then we do use some local farmers in Drake and Loveland, but then a lot of like Longmont and Boulder and Berthoud. But yeah, we were super passionate about the same concept, and bringing different foods and different ingredients in different layers together. But Ethan totally ran with that and has made an amazing menu. And the wine program, wine was another one of my passions. And you know, there's so many restaurants up here that are, you know, single person operations, and yeah, I could have done that, but I really felt like I made a better restaurant by bringing partners in, and also gave myself some room to breathe. I've traveled all around the world for rock climbing, and coincidentally, everywhere there's good rock climbing, there's usually really good wine. So
Mhm.
kind of studied wine and just was a fan on my own and novice. But then comes in my other partner, John Whitmer, who is a sommelier and very educated and passionate. And you know, the two of us sat here together on a construction site and put together our wine list. And it's a great wine list, I think.
Yeah, it is. We had a wine dinner there about a month ago for the Women's Wine Guild, and it was fantastic. We had a great time. So
It
thank you
was
for
so
having us.
fun. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
thank you. And I can't wait until there's people in here again, and
yeah,
we're all imbibing together again.
I know. Is that something, I was going to ask, what are you really missing out during this whole stay-at-home order? What's the thing that you're feeling you're missing the most?
Well, I miss my community. You know, like our community gave us so much when we opened this restaurant, so much support,
Mhm.
so much love. And that's why we did it. You know, I did it to serve um, our community. And so I miss seeing everyone's faces in here. It's odd being in an empty restaurant. I mean, I think, have a little more experience since we just opened,
Mhm.
had that time of putting it together. But you know, once you have people in here and you have that laughter in the air and the smells and the noises, it's I miss people, I miss serving them, I miss creating a great experience for them. We did do takeout and delivery for a week initially, and then with the governor's stay-at-home orders on the 26th, we decided, for the safety of our employees in the community, to close. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's no good smells at all.
Oh. Yeah. And how can the community come together to help you during this time?
We've had a lot of support. It's been really cool. Through gift cards, that's the best way. There's, you know, our website, birdandjim.com. And you know, it's a pay it forward thing. You're getting that money back, and we're gonna be happy to serve you soon. But yeah, that's one of the biggest things to help the business. And obviously, to help our employees, it's important that the business is here and they have a job to come back to. But I was getting a little frustrated. There's so many relief programs out there, which are super awesome for employees, but they're all bogged down. You know, they're all the websites just are kind of frozen, and then you have to get lucky and get your application in. So I felt real bad, you know, like just sending my employees information that was leading them to closed doors. And so we did start a GoFundMe account for our employees. So that's, I think if you go to our website, birdandjim.com, there is the GoFundMe account right on the first page. So, and also the gift cards are sold through there. So those are the two biggest ways. And then the other way is just, and I know everyone will do this, this is an easy one. You know, when we can all go out again, come visit us.
Yeah, well, we certainly will. And thank you so much for your time today. And we'll look forward to seeing you when we get out of our house the next time.
Yeah,
So
when we get the new normal.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you again.
Fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it very much. And we'll see you soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks.
Yeah.